Hello.
And welcome to
Let the Girls Play. I'm Kelsey Bailey.
I'm Amelia Bain.
And we're here to talk about the WNBA semifinals. They're finally over. It feels like it's been 2 weeks of semifinals. And I think that's just because they've been so emotionally charged and wild.
Yes, the tone of the series in both sides of the bracket shifted so dramatically depending on when we were in the series. I feel like we have been on a bit of a roller coaster, and we got through the semifinals without even one sweep. No chimchimmeries. Not one.
Dick Van Dyke, hang your pants up.
Yeah. He's excited because he doesn't have a lot to do. He's not getting booked a lot lately. And so he gets out his sweep pants anytime there is a potential sweep in professional sports. And sorry to tell you, Mr. Van Dyke, you got to chimchimmery on back into your house.
Send him back to the nearest Planet Hollywood. They got to go back in the display case.
Got to go back in. Should we talk about these games, Kelsey? We have a finals matchup.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the number one team, the New York Liberty, versus the number 4 team, Aces. What ended up being a 4-game series with the Liberty taking it all. Ooh, baby, baby. Revenge is sweet. Huh?
Revenge is sweet. The Liberty ended up winning this series. They left some Timberland boots on the Aces logo. A little bit petty, but, if we're thinking back to last year in the finals, there was some pettiness. There was some trash talk. Famously, Kelsey Plum said, "This isn't a team. We're a team." And Breanna Stewart alluded to she's got the receipts from last season.
Yeah, I mean, with all the trash talk that was happening last season, we could be a little bit petty. And you know what? I say let's give Sabrina her swiped shoes back from last season. She's earned them back now to whomever may have taken them from last season.
Put them center court. No questions asked. Just put them center court.
We'll turn the lights off for 2 minutes.
Everyone in Las Vegas has an opportunity to put Sabrina's stolen shoes back.
Absolved of everything.
You're good.
Find your way in the darkness in 2 minutes and put them back.
Let's talk about Sabrina's journey through these semifinals, because she had a real dark night of the soul in game 3. It was a hero's journey. This series, it started out Liberty all the way. Game 1, Liberty popped off. No question, Liberty are going to win this game.
The first 2 games, I feel like we can lump them together because they were just such wonderful games as a Liberty. Again, we need to disclose we are current and former Liberty season ticket holders.
Full disclosure, we're Liberty fans. We try not to be too biased, but I don't think I do personally a very good job of not being biased. I love the Liberty. I do want to shout out one Aces player who did absolutely pop off during game 1, and that is Plum Dog. Mm-hmm. Ms. Kelsey Plum. Mm-hmm. She loves getting booed, and I always, whenever people are booing her in the section around me, I'm always like, stop it. This feeds her. She's Tinkerbell, but with booze. We've said it before. Like, she thrives when she is the little stinker, when she gets to be the bad guy.
Someone should have told Spike Lee.
He was motivating her.
Yeah. You don't do that to KP and you don't do it to Diana Taurasi. It just fuels them further.
Or Natasha Cloud. She kind of loves it too. There also was a man sitting behind me in section 3 at the Barclays Center who kept saying, "Fuck you, Kelsey Plum. Plum sucks." And to you, I say, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't come to a women's sports event to hear a man yelling at a woman.
Telling her she sucks?
In a way that didn't feel fun. It felt like he was just excited that he finally had a chance to yell at a woman and he couldn't get in trouble for it. And I turned around and I glared at him and he did kind of stop.
I think that all men entering a WNBA game should be given a little piece of tape. Mm-hmm. And they got to put it over their mouth.
Like those things for people who snore, the mouth
Yeah, for
tape.
people who tape their mouth at night.
You can clap. And I think once a game, you can take your little tape off and you can yell something positive.
That being said, I did like Spike Lee doing what he does. Because
I loved that. Spike
so
is
I
fine.
think I try not to follow our logic because it really doesn't exist unless you are.
I think I mean if you're sitting behind me, if you're sitting in the row behind me, you have to put a little tape on your mouth if you are a man.
Fair.
But also, Sarah, my wife, said that's equality. That's equality is when a man can be a woman athlete. And I think that's what Spike was doing. That's why I'll allow it. But I think the guy behind me I sense that he like publicly identifies as a feminist man. But when he has an opportunity to like really yell at a woman, he takes it.
He unleashes. And I do think that there was probably a different type of chirping that was happening between what he was saying, which was boo, Kelsey Plum, you suck. And I think Spike Lee was probably saying something like, I don't know, about the
like,
game more.
You can't guard her or like,
too short.
Fun trash, productive trash talk.
Who was that pass to? Yeah, things like that. Informed trash talk, if you will.
I do want to point out, we've got another bedazzled skull blazer alert from Coach Becky Hammond. This is the second, and I believe it is a different bedazzled skull blazer that she has worn at the Barclays Center. I think she's like leaning into her villain role at Barclays. Where is she buying these? Like, is there a store in Las Vegas, a boutique?
The Hard Rock Cafe Casino and Hotel gift shop. I can only imagine it exists somewhere. There's an Ed Hardy outlet maybe in Las Vegas. I had not one, but 2 different people text me during this game about Becky's blazer specifically.
I think we should talk about Becky because she was like sort of turning on her team a little bit. It felt like during game 1 and game 2, especially game 2. You could feel in the Barclays Center her rage from across the court. She's still mean mommy, but there is a darkness to Becky.
Well, I mean,
in coaching mode.
Absolutely. And she talked about it. She was like, what's with the fucking layups? You could see it on her lips in the timeout. And then she talked about it a lot in the post-game presser. But you know, it's going bad for your team when your coach calls a timeout and then 40 seconds later calls a timeout again to yell at you about the same thing she was just yelling at you about. Whatever was happening to the Aces in game 2, allowing a lot of layups, not able to make their own layups, just getting absolutely dogged on, happened to the Liberty in game 3. Could not make a layup. Sabrina absolutely boofing a layup in a way that was, I felt, secondhand embarrassment.
Because Kelsey, you were on the ground. You were there at the game.
I was on the ground, and it was a little bit of, one, I had to blend in. I didn't wear Liberty merch or anything like that.
Coward.
Well, you can open carry in Las Vegas, so I said I am not falling afoul of anyone.
Okay, fair.
So I did sort of. I was a little bit of a turncoat, if you will. Is that the right
you didn't
phrase?
wear Aces merch. I saw you sent a photo and you were wearing your knockoff Everyone Watches Women's Sport shirt.
Stretched across the titties. Did I stand up and wave my towel? Yes, I did.
We have to.
That's only because the Aces were fucking playing out of their minds in a way that I was like, I can't be mad at it.
And we've said before, the Aces are unfortunately our second favorite team. And maybe that makes us bad Liberty fans, but I love the Aces. Best vibes in the league.
Absolutely best vibes in the league. And they were playing out of their damn minds. And I'll tell you what, the Liberty were playing like absolute dog shit.
It was rough. That third quarter, they outscored them. Was it like 23 to...
I think they scored like 8 points or something in one quarter. And Sabrina Ionesco with only 4 points, and they didn't come until the end of the damn game. She was scoreless for the first two quarters. Just really looking like shit. And you know it's a bad for your team when Courtney Vandersloot gets teed up.
Shout out Sloot, who has been like kind of the glue coming off the bench for us. An absolute spark every time she comes in. Playing great defense, getting in. She had 2 shots in a row, like little floaters over Asia Wilson during game 2, I think, at the Barclays Center. And like, just shout out to finding your new role and embracing it and still being an absolute dog.
Sluty got
Our
her
best
groove
friend.
back. Our best fucking friend, Slu. Best decision they could have made having her come off the bench. Giving her that time to watch the game, to see what's happening, get her analytic mind, her
little floor general mind.
Her little floor general mind making the game plan and then going in and absolutely being a dog. I love aggressive Sloot.
Me too. Sloot's on the bench with her little when the way generals used to plan wars.
Yeah,
like
she's
the
rolling
little,
it out.
Yeah, she's got her risk board and she's moving her characters all around. Shout out to the player who has replaced Sloot in the starting lineup, Leonie Fibic, who, I mean, has just been the difference in these games.
Really?
When Leo's on the court, we play so much better.
I mean, she had a plus 28 in that final game 4 against the Aces. She's at 6'4". She's an amazing defender. She is the X factor.
She is. She's so selfless to the point that there were a few moments in game 4 where I was like, be a little more selfish. Take that shot, Leo. She's such a team. She has said in interviews, there was a really good interview with her where she's like, I hate awards. I hate individual awards in basketball because it's a team sport. And sometimes I just need Leo to, pop off a little.
Pop off. I think Leo's going to be the difference maker in this series against the Lynx.
Definitely.
When we faced the Lynx before, especially in Commissioner's Cup, she wasn't there yet, and we didn't integrate her in the way that we do.
We didn't know who she was to us yet.
We didn't know. We were saying, Ich liebe who? But I'm very excited to see her just hopefully pop off. That is the one thing, again, that the Liberty have, I think, over the Lynx is just incredible height. All of our Leo, 6'4", Stewie, 6'4".
6'4" or 6'5".
JJ,
Jonquil,
6'6". Yeah, I think Stewie's 6'4" with the 7'1".
We've got some big dogs on our team. And I think, they're such good 3-point shooters that if their threes are hitting, I don't know how much we can do, but we are going to protect the paint. I can tell you that. As long as JJ does not get into foul trouble, which has happened. And I hope does not happen again.
And I think JJ was getting so many fouls in game 4. She even fouled Sandy Brondello.
She sure did. She laid Sandy Brondello on her ass. It was so
I was so embarrassed.
Crazy.
I was so embarrassed. I thought I should get up and dance or something. Pop back up pretty well, didn't I?
She looked like actually pretty okay when she got up. If that had happened to me, I would still be on the ground. I'd still be down.
Even Becky came over and to check on her because everyone knew that damn, to get pummeled by JJ is the equivalent of a fucking e-bike hitting you, I feel.
Yeah, I think so. JJ equals e-bike.
Yes.
We have to talk about Asia.
I mean,
best season of any WNBA player ever. You hate to see it. I mean, I don't hate to see it end like this as a Liberty fan, but as a WNBA fan, I hate to see it end without an Asia finals appearance. Because it feels like she earned it. She's perfect.
Nothing to hang her head about. She had an amazing history-making season. Aces, you had a funky season. But by the end of it, we got to see glimpses of that 2-time back-to-back world champion that we knew.
We got to see a glimpse in game 3 of the Jackie Young that we know is in there. Jackie Young had a hell of a game 3. Made such a difference.
So good. And then her half-court shot that didn't end up counting. But, I mean, what a thrill. Jackie, she was getting her handles back, her speed back, and she was looking so good in game 3. I was taken aback. And
to see Chelsea Gray hitting those threes, playing like the Chelsea Gray, pre-injury Chelsea Gray. We are so lucky that we got to see a little glimpse of what's still there. They've still got it in the tank. And I hope next season, maybe they get a big, maybe they make some moves to shore up this team. They just don't have, Kia Stokes was out with a concussion, but even with Kia, she can't quite defend somebody like JJ or can't defend somebody like Stewie.
Yeah.
So it puts so much pressure on Asia.
They need a center that can score points, get rebounds, play some D.
Yeah.
Because I think with Kia, unfortunately, you don't get all those 3 things.
No. And you pitched, I don't know if you've said it on the podcast, but you have an idea of who should come to Vegas.
Listen up, Las Vegas general manager. Here's who I think you should try and get for the 2025 season. If you like women who make wine, cutting boards, and other assorted wooden things, you need to look no further than Elena Deladon. You guys love to bring in some vets to sort of circle out that starting five. You did it with Candace Parker. Let's get Elena Deladon back in the league. Let's take her to the Aces and let's show these new WNBA fans who the fuck she is. I pray
bring
that
back
she's
the
still
big dog
in fighting for. Bring back that big fucking dog. She would be a great fit on this team.
I'd love to see it. I don't know if she would do it. She seems like she has so many hobbies. She's always seemingly going to Disney. She just seems very busy and very happy with her non-basketball life. But Vegas, we know you love to bribe players. You can do it. Bribe this player.
You got Tip Hayes out. You got Tip Hayes out of retirement. You can get EDD off of her Rumspringa. You can do it. I believe in you. Rumspringa is overt.
We're done. We need you back in the league, Elena Deladon. We need you.
Also, send us some wine.
Send us a bottle of wine. We'd love to do a tasting.
A bottle of red, a bottle of white.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
You know, Becky in the post-game press conference after the Aces lost this series made a statement that was like, I love this group and it makes me sad because it's probably not going to be the same group next year. And I do want to say, shout out to this Las Vegas Aces, this version of the team. Even though you're like kind of the villain to Liberty fans, we still love you. And the funniest locker room. I mean, whatever happens, like I just feel Colson. Shout out Sid Colson wherever you end up. Maybe you stay, maybe you don't, but
yeah. And for people who were like, oh wow, why is she saying that? That's so like she's talking about cutting people. It's like, no, there's an expansion draft happening, honey. No team is going to look the same. Absolutely no team is going to look the same.
No team's going to look the same. And also, the team they have didn't work this season. And like they just need to, I'm not saying they blow it up. That would be really stupid. They have a great core of their team, but like they just need to
think a little harder.
Because all of the other teams in the league built up their monster rosters to play against the Aces specifically. Yep. And now the Aces have to do the same.
Mm-hmm. Build your monster.
Build your monster. All right, let's talk about a true monster series. We went all the way to game 5. I didn't see this coming. I really didn't see a game 5.
I don't remember what we said.
We both said Lynx, but neither of us said 5.
Yeah. I thought maybe I said Chimchimery. I don't know what I said. I blacked out when I made that prediction. But I will say I was right about Liberty in 4. So
You were. Kelsey wins.
Should have put some money on it.
And I want to say, just so you know, I did, as a family, all 3 of us got together and we glued together the Ellie bobblehead before game 4. So maybe you reverse that curse.
Yeah, reverse the curse.
Yeah. But the Lynx and the Sun. The Sun came out swinging.
Really thought the Sun were going to take it in game 5. And maybe that's just me living in a fool's paradise, and I'm sure it is. But they came out swinging. In that first game, pop all the way off Scrappy Doo. Pop all the way off DeWanna Bonner playing her 83rd playoff game, most in WNBA history with that game 1 in the series. Incredible.
She has made the playoffs with the exception of the year that she took off to give birth to her twins.
Children, yeah.
She has made the playoffs all but 1 season in her career.
Wow.
What a consistent player. We love you, DB. If this is it, DB, we have loved every minute of it.
People on Twitter have been saying that she's going to retire, and I'm like, God, I hope not. I love her. I think she's so great. Best actress in the league. Love watching her play, and she was such a difference maker in this 5-game series. But like we said, Scrappy Doo doing her damn thing, sinking those deep, deep threes.
There was 1 3, like right as the shot clock was about to expire from like the logo that Marina Mabrey, aka Scrappy Doo, just drained. And it felt like, I'm sure it was demoralizing for the Lynx. It felt like, damn, she could do that all day, and she will. And she did.
And she did. And you know what? The other thing she was doing besides freaking draining threes was getting scrappy with everybody.
Was talking her shit.
Talking her shit, getting on the floor, tussling.
Courtney Williams, was it after this game that Courtney Williams was asked about what she was saying to Marina Mabrey?
I think it was after game 2. And people were like, whatever, we both talk our shit. That's just like the type of players we are. We're going to be fine.
Yeah. She was like, we're good off the court, but on the court, we're going to talk shit and say, like, you can't guard me.
Yeah.
And apparently Marina Mabrey said to Courtney Williams, you don't play this well very often, or like, you don't have good games like this very often.
And she did have a game. Game 2, Courtney Williams popped off in that third quarter. Courtney Williams, when she's on, let's fucking go. And when she's off, like in game 4, when she had 3 fouls in 7 minutes of play and wasn't able to play, like, that's a huge difference maker.
I want to shout out Myisha Hines-Allen, who, oh my gosh, sometimes when she's like going downhill in the paint, I'm like, oh my God, no one can stop her. No triple team her. No one's going to stop her. What a smart pickup from the Lynx midseason.
Both of these teams were the teams that had the best trades of the year, with Marina Mabrey to the Sun and
good point.
Myisha Hines-Allen from the Mystics. Both coming from 2 teams that were in the toilet to, playing in the semifinals and being difference makers in the semifinals. And also Myisha Hines-Allen has had some of the best stills, like photos from this series of her, like, just amped up and like have been so fun, and I've saved them all to my phone for a beautiful little mood board.
Somebody posted she like scored on DeWanna Bonner and then turn around and flexed at Alyssa Thomas, like to score on someone
like,
and then turn around and flex
girl.
at their wife.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She was on another level.
Yeah, there's been some real scrapping happen, and I do think like the Liberty, I wouldn't say are like a scrappy team. Like they're not gonna like.
That's the thing that they need. They need dogs. They need scrappy dudes.
They need scrappy dudes. Yeah. So, and I don't think the Lynx. I also don't think of the Lynx as like a trash talking team, but they do have individual players who are elite trash talkers. So I'm excited to see if we get a Fish and Chippy in the finals.
I think we absolutely.
I think we will. Yeah.
I think we will. Sometimes Kayla Thornton can be that, thorn in people's sides in a way that
Kayla Thornton.
Kayla Thornton. We all remember the Asia lunge from last season. So
I also want to say, obviously, the Sun did not come out of this series victorious, but Ty Harris came back and had an absolute monster of a game. 20 points in game 4.
Won them that game, absolutely, after being out with her injury that she had in the first round. So happy to see her feeling good and just freaking dunking on them. I think everybody had amazing games. Dejanay, and that she got activated in game 5, I feel like, after the half, and was like, oh wait, hold on, I gotta fucking buckle in. And she put her whole best pussy in it. She
really tried. She was putting up threes that I think were not the right shot, but she was like, I got to do it. I got to do it for my team. I got to do it for Stephanie White.
For Amelia's other scary wife.
My other scary wife. No, she's not scary. She just loves to wear a leather jacket.
Yeah, your stern wife.
I think we haven't talked about MVP yet, that's on us. That's on us. We got it. I think we're blocking her out because we're
so scared of her.
Can't really think about Nafisa Collier yet because I don't know that we've got an answer for her.
I don't think we do. I was thinking last night, I was like, all right, if I was coming up with a defensive play, I would put Benijah on Courtney Williams, Leo on Kayla McBride.
Okay, but then who's on Bridget Carlton?
Sabrina. I don't know. I'm more scared of Kayla McBride than I am of Bridget Carlton.
I am too. It depends on the night, I guess.
She wasn't popping off in this series at all in a way where I'm like, she can be stopped. And then I said JJ on Fee, just because there is a height difference, but
she's bigger,
Fee's
stronger.
Strong. Yeah.
But then Fee's got that Fee
She's
can
fast.
shoot it over with like a little angle off the glass. She doesn't need to get all the way to the basket. Like she can finesse it over you.
Yeah. She's faster than JJ, but the strength, I think she's stronger than Stewie. So that's why I said Stewie on Alana Smith. That's my defensive plan.
All right, Coach Kels, that's her defensive plan. Coach Kels is ready.
Cosplaying as Sandy Brondello. Again, MVP absolutely of this entire finals playoffs, the MVP of it all. You know,
she's crushing.
If
she's
the Lynx
so
win,
consistent.
she absolutely is playoff finals MVP. Honestly, even if the freaking Liberty win, I would still give her finals MVP. Sorry, but she's playing out her damn mind.
She is. It's like, I feel like I've said it on this podcast, and there is sort of a narrative in the WNBA media about like, these are these super teams, but the Lynx are like a pure team basketball team. But also, no, they have a superstar. They have like a monster player.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see her getting some attention. Like some NBA players were tweeting about her.
Yes.
I'm just happy to see all of that because she's honestly like, you can go back, review the tapes. She's been one of my WNBA crushes for a long time. So to see your crush succeed just makes you crush harder, I think.
Oh, no, that's right. Me watching Cheryl Reeve absolutely coach her ass off makes me say, that is my wife even more. That is my wife. But it's going to be a hell of a series.
Yeah. We only have 3 to 5 more opportunities to get Coach Cheryl Reeve in a Let the Girls Play t-shirt. So please, if you have any way to get in touch with Cheryl Reeve, please put us in touch. We'd love to get her suited up in a Let the Girls Play t-shirt.
We will design and expedite a t-shirt to go to her to make it by game 3, because who knows?
Who knows?
God, I hope it's not a chimchimery. How disappointing.
It's not going to be a chimchimery.
No, it's not. Keep the pants hung, Dick.
So we've got game 1 and game 2 coming up at the Barclays Center very soon.
Nima, what's your prediction?
Okay. My prediction, Liberty in 4. I think we got a gentleman's sweep. Do you know that term, Kelsey?
No.
It's like, it's polite to lose a game.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how I think of it. Listeners, if I have the origin of it wrong, it's like, it's rude to do a chimchimery. Mm-hmm. So you do a gentleman's sweep, which in like the NBA in a game best of 7 series, it's like you play 5 games.
Okay.
So I think we get a lady sweep.
A lady sweep. A
Liberty in 4.
A gentleman jack sweep.
A gentleman jack sweep. Absolutely. That is the clip. A gentleman jack sweep.
Gentleman jack. Okay, my prediction. It's going to be the Lynx in 5.
Woo!
I know. I don't want it to be.
We can't. I can't have us lose on our court again. I don't think I'll make it.
I know. But I don't know. As much as I believe in the Liberty, I also believe in their ability to absolutely unravel and shit the bed when we need them most. So I'm being a pessimist right now, and I'm going to say the Lynx in 5. Either way, it will be a history-making winner. If the Liberty win, it will be their first time ever winning a finals. And if the Lynx win, it will be their 5th time, making them the most winningest franchise of all WNBA history.
Yeah. So either way, great storylines coming out of this series. I don't even know what I'll do. I might like fugue and just disappear for a few days if there's a Liberty parade. I might just be gone. Like my family will be like,
oh, if they win?
If they win. If there's a parade, a victory parade in New York and I'm there, just expect me to disappear. My family can expect me to disappear for about 48 hours. But I will be on Instagram Live like Sid Colson the whole time with a battery pack charging, screaming. That'll be me.
It'll just be me and your mom being like, go, Amelia.
My mom will be like, what is this? Go home. No, shout out to my mom, who's a big
Shout
Liberty
out.
fan, watches a lot of the games in Virginia, has
Shout
been
out
to a
girl,
couple
girl.
games.
Shout out
Shout out
Fancy.
the ultimate girl fancy. We just have like a few quick things to say that we should acknowledge. WNBA awards. Speaking of MVP, we didn't get an MVP for Fee. Obviously, it had to be Asia, but we did get Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, Fee, you're playing your ass off this season as well, and it's amazing. And, you know, Becky Hammond had some words to say about it because she loves to talk her trash and blah, blah, blah.
She just needs a journal. She needs to write in her little journal about what things she's mad about.
She needs the piece of tape. She needs the man
Becky,
tape.
yeah, we need to get, yeah.
We need to get her some man tape. And yeah, there were a lot of awards that came out over this semifinals week. We will get even more into it in our, you know, season wrap up episode. But for brevity right now, we're just going to sort of go through them. Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, absolutely. Shout out Nafisa Collier. Let's see if maybe those defensive skills can take a little slide for these finals, huh?
Do it for us.
There's a Let the Girls Play t-shirt on the line for you if you sort of let them slide a little bit. Let Sab get in there for
Let
a
Sab get a few
Let
little
Sloop do a
floaters
little
in there.
layup. Come on. Let her have that. And my wife and Zazzle Queen, Cheryl Reeve, was Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year. Because
She stays winning.
Is she a coach, she's an executive. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see these t-shirts.
I
What
know.
will they say?
I think she should troll and just have like tiny font.
Yeah, you really
like a
gotta
whole
zoom in.
Yeah. We had some all defensive first team. Dejanay was the only guard on that list. Shout out
Dejanay. Buckle up.
Buckle up. Can't wait to see you continue to grow. Also, just to mention, Dejanay has had, I think, like 4 or 5 knee surgeries in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So to see her becoming an even better player, a more consistent player is just beautiful
She
to see.
fucking rocks. Most
I love her.
improved player in my
All
heart.
defense first team. Natasha Cloud. Oh, one of our absolute favorites. We love you, T Cloud. All defense second team.
She got that dog in her.
Absolutely.
Straight out of the freaking pound puppies of the Phoenix Dog Pound. Shout out to Natasha Cloud. I think she's the first guard in Phoenix history to ever make an all-defensive team, either first or second. So shout out Natasha Cloud. We freaking love you.
All right, our all rookie team. It kind of shook out how we thought it would. All rookie was Caitlin Clark, obviously. Angel Reese, obviously. Camila Cardoso, not so obviously, but kind of
I would
obviously.
say that was probably the one where I was
That
like,
was the
yeah.
surprise.
I mean, obviously
Pleasant
she
surprise.
deserves it. Pleasant
Yeah.
surprise.
Rakia Jackson,
Queen.
obviously, absolutely cooking out in LA. And then
Leo
my
Phoebus.
rookie of the year, Leonie Fibich. New Leo jersey owner here. Let's go. I wish I knew how to say that in German.
But all I know how to say is Ich liebe. I love. Ich liebe Leo. I love Leo. And should be noted, Leo also got some votes towards Sixth Player of the Year, which is so great to see people respecting her in that way. But Sixth Player of the Year, Tip Hayes. Shout out Tip Hayes.
Shout out Tip Hayes.
When I was
Well
there
deserved.
for game 3, she got her award, which was so nice to be at home court and to be able to celebrate her as I turned on the New York Liberty and became an Aces fan for the night.
Coward.
And of course, let's wrap up these awards with the one that had the whole world buzzing and fucking squawking about. Shout out Caitlin Clark, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. Hell of a season.
Breaking
all kinds of records.
I mean,
proven some people wrong about like, can she make the adjustment in her first season? Absolutely, she did. What a season from Caitlin Clark, and it's just gonna get better, baby.
And now
and
she's playing in an
golf.
LPGA tournament. She's like Michael Jordan.
She is Michael Jordan. I hope she doesn't have a gambling addiction.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't try and be a Major League Baseball player.
I wouldn't put it past her. And if you do, Caitlin, we'll be right there in the stands cheering you on.
Shout out, yeah.
Another head has rolled.
Let's pour one out for Tanisha Wright, Coach of Amelia's best friends, the Atlanta Dream. Gave them 4 seasons, I think. Don't quote me.
I'll never quote you.
Please don't ever quote me. But, Coach Wright, thank you for getting Tina Charles back in the league and for all of your great work.
It is unfortunate because they got to the playoffs.
Yeah, multiple times. They got to it last year too. But yeah, maybe what they need to be able to get even further in those playoffs is a little shakeup and a little new coach. And you know what? We got Teaspoon out there in case they want to hire Teaspoon. And then we got Kurt Miller.
We got some available coaches.
And Tanisha Wright, there's other teams you can go to as well. So hope that you find a place where you can have some impact again. And
we salute you. Yeah.
We salute you.
We're not going to get into this, but just want to tease that the Valkyries expansion draft, the rules of that have been released. So we will get into that. Who could be poached from other teams to create this new WNBA team. Expect probably like a whole episode of just that.
Us
after
figuring
the season
that
ends.
shit out and making our predictions.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Aces will keep Sydney Colson safe.
No, you can't.
Yeah, that's irresponsible, but it does feel like she's such a...
She is that locker room.
Something to think about. Something to think about as we head into these finals, because there's so much happening in this league. So many announcements to come. The founders of Unrivaled League are facing off in a 5-game series, and who will be the most unrivaled?
Who will it be? And who will be rivaled? Couldn't have written a better script to have this business launching with
Honestly.
these two. It makes me like, the people
Follow
that
the
are like,
money.
the NFL is scripted.
Yeah.
It makes me a little conspiracy minded, but
We love a conspiracy.
we love a conspiracy. But you know what's not a conspiracy? It is a confirmed fact. The refs, they don't have it. They were really, it was some next level bad reffing happening, especially in this Liberty Aces series, on both sides. Like I kind of hate when fans are like, the refs gave the game to that other team. Cause I don't think that happened, but it did. There was just some bad reffing.
Yeah.
And that is why we say that everyone involved with the WNBA is a hero, except the refs.
Bye.